On this one, you're not just buying acreage, you're buying a layout that works, from well-draining pastures to intelligently laid out outbuildings and horse amenities. And this is a homesteader's dream. Whether you're into hobby farming or horses, this could be the perfect fit. Let's quickly say hi to the horses before we kick this thing off. Here we go. All right. Hey, you. Hey, you. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, 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 yes. When I see property like this, guys, I see really smart planning. You're not walking across a field to get to your barn or hauling water to the back pasture. Everything flows. That makes day-to-day life easier and adds long-term value. If you guys watch my other videos on my channel, I always talk about quality of life items, tractors, ATVs, accessibility to power, accessibility to water, usable trails, usable pasture land. This place has it all. It's pretty amazing. So let's check out this fire pit area. This is just absolutely spectacular. You notice how there's no weeds? These guys have underlayment on so many parts of this property. They've worked out the drainage really well, but it's just not overgrown. Everything's been so beautifully laid out. Each area of this property is also kind of a different chapter to its story. And I say that, you know, not to sound too frou-frou, but it really is a place where you can go into many different areas and it creates different emotions. This one is surrounded by these beautiful hemlocks. So you have these gorgeous hemlocks that kind of flank this pasture out front here. It's pretty cool. Speaking of stuff that's intelligently laid out, let's go check out the 17 raised bed gardens. Everything that a homesteader would ever want. While we're seeing the raised bed gardens, we're also going to see the irrigated berry patch. Tequila. Okay, now I want to forewarn you guys, they did not do a growing season this year because they're moving. So it's not super exciting, but it's the layout and the infrastructure that I really want to point out to you guys. We're at one of my favorite destinations on this property, the 17 raised beds with individual shutoffs, full irrigation. These guys have done this right. For example, check out this fencing. This is going to keep deer out of your gardens. This means more harvesting and less dealing with pests and animals. It's amazing how tough it is to keep deer out of these patches in North Clark County. So they've done a really great job of fencing this off. This is all substantial, guys. Like this thing, I don't want to know what this would cost to build, but it wasn't cheap. You have weed barrier, you have gravel, you have individual walkways. This just makes harvesting so much easier. And let me tell you, you will grow so many vegetables in this, you'll be giving them away at the local tavern. Cucumbers, corn, squash, peppers, tomatoes, you name it, you'll be able to grow it in these raised beds. All right, let me show you guys individually how this is all laid out. First things first, the fencing. This is about 5 feet tall, no climb fencing. Then you have this extra barrier here. This will keep the local elk herd out, black-tailed deer, etc. It's also gated. Keep that gate closed and keep your produce safe. Look at this. Is this not amazing? Look at how well this is laid out. Look at how substantial these raised beds are. It just makes growing actually enjoyable. You're not fighting the elements on this one. I wish I could pick this all up and bring it over to my house. They've set down this plastic here just as a weed barrier. They don't want weeds and stuff growing. But this is ready, guys. This is fully ready for you to plant. Not beautiful. Okay, let's talk irrigation for a minute. You then have these individual water shutoffs for each bed. Now, the sweet thing is, it's all underground. It's all built. You're not tripping over hoses and mucking around with things like that. Just kind of show you one of these water shutoff valves so you can see it. But you don't see hoses everywhere. You turn on and you go. Look at this. Look at this. Now, I'm going to pull this up for a second just so I can show you, because this is worth it. See? Individual water shutoff lines. Isn't that so sweet? I mean, the time and money it takes to build this out, this house is truly turnkey. You know, next year you could just start going. You're not messing around. You're not messing around building this stuff. You turn the key and a few months later, you have vegetables. And that very first fall, you're starting to can and preserve. From here, this is a fully sustainable property. All you're missing is a generator, but the house has a generator plug-in, so you're even dialed in there. The berry patch. Fully irrigated, fully fenced. All on a wire trellis system. Blackberries, raspberries, boysenberries. You got strawberries. This is so epic. I mean, I can't even explain how beautifully sweet these berries are this time of year. This place also has, just to explain it, it has that weed barrier fabric. It has that 5+ kind of 2-foot fence. And just look at how plentiful, these are. I mean, they're beautiful. Look at the size of this one. Let's check out some of these other areas. You know, people always, they have 1 or 2 vines. Say, oh yeah, we grow some berries, No, this is borderline commercial. I mean, this seller of mine, she told me they had so many berries they didn't know what to do with them. They're giving jams and all sorts of stuff out to friends and family. I want to just show you guys a little bit more of this. Show you how they've done this wiring here, or this wire trellis work. Okay. See how they've dialed that all in? It's all straight, it's all tight. Just everything about this is so well done. Guys, from a homesteading perspective, berries are high yield per square foot. So you're getting so much produce off of a small area. They have the trellises, they have the waters, they have the fencing. This berry patch is fully dialed in. All right, onto the shop. All right, guys, no homestead, hobby farm, or horse property is complete without an epic shop. We talk about it in all of our videos. This one, 2,500 square feet. The best part, fully insulated with spray foam. They spent the bucks on this one. You got steel frame construction. It's a clear span, polished concrete floors, new roll-up door, new motor, LED lighting, 220 and more power than you're ever gonna know what to do with. Let's walk around. I'll show you guys some of these finer points. All right, power. All right. Tons of power. Okay, something else. This is amazing for mounting. Okay, this thick OSB, you can mount anything on it. You won't have any issues. But look at the amount of power in this place. It is just shocking. I mean, it's every 5 feet completely surrounding the building. Okay. You got that great spray foam insulation. I'll just show it to you so you believe me. Cool in the summer, warm in the winter. If you add some type of heating feature to this, I mean, this place would be just as comfy, if not more comfy, than the house itself. It really is an awesome feature. Check out these floors. I don't even think there's any cracking in these floors. These beautiful cold joints. This is, this is a drive-in shed. I mean, this thing is built to withstand the test of time. In the value, I don't even want to know what this would cost today, but I'm telling you, it wouldn't be cheap. Just look at this. So in here, you could do a lot of kind of your production off of your harvest. You got water access, which is massive. Water is very important, but you have all the water, all the power to be drying things, washing things, and just kind of keeping things dialed in around the property. ATV storage, side-by-side, tractors, gators, excavators, you name it. Speaking of tractors, they got a few members of the Orange Army over there. But it's just, guys, a really well thought out shop. And I would encourage you, again, come on by. I'll show it to you. Just come here to learn. These guys have done so much right on this property, but you really have to see it in person to appreciate it. Okay, we're gonna check out this horse barn. I think we should. It's one of the biggest features of this property. On to the horse barn, here we go. I've said from minute one of this property tour, the buildings will not disappoint. This place has incredible horse amenities. 6 horse stalls, mats. Let's look at the stalls. Let's look at the features. Let's just really break this one down. It's important, okay? All right. Look at the quality of these stables. Look at all the hardware. Everything's just very, very well dialed in. Okay? Tongue and groove, Doug fir kickboards. Okay? 3 are 12 by 12, 3 are 10 by 12. Also, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's a lot of CCTV and cameras. Cameras are for foaling. Keep an eye on your furry critters. But the whole barn is wired for internet connectivity. So from your house, you can keep an eye on your horses. Fans, okay? And then there's water just on the other side of that door there. So that's also really handy. Substantial power. It's clean, it's bright, upgraded lighting. It's airy. It's a safe space for your horses. And it really is kind of one of the most dialed in, what I would call horse barns I've seen kind of in this area. That's not kind of a professional facility. This seller really cares about her horses. And there's a lot of money in here, guys. I mean, I don't want to know what this would all cost to build today, but it would not be cheap. So it just allows for, even on hot days, just a nice, cool place for your horses. What's really awesome, this barn also has great access to turnouts. I'm going to show you that here in a minute. And several different kind of pastures. Okay. What's really cool is this barn opens up to this 60-foot round pen with pro footing and incredible drainage. This thing is super well dialed in. Hope you guys can kind of see it. What's really neat about this one, I love horse people that have a lot of ingenuity. I love horse people that think outside the box. This round pen is also surrounded with an 80 by 120 foot dry lot or track. So it just in the wet months drains really well. This is all grid drainage. So it kind of has these plastic drainage grids underneath the footing. It's really handy out here in the Pacific Northwest, and it ain't cheap. So there's a lot of money that's been invested into this property just around the horses. In fact, there's probably more about the horses than there is about the humans, which we see more than I would like to admit. All right, check out the hot rope, the no-climb fencing. It's all just really substantial. It's all dialed in. This kind of gives you guys a great overview of this 80-foot by 120-foot dry lot. I'm just going to walk around it and show it to you. This opens up into multiple different pastures, most of them with individual shaded areas to keep your animals cool. High quality gates throughout, and like I say, water is throughout a lot of these pastures. Top view of that round pen. These guys have taken amazing care of this property. You can see it in every element. It's well cared for, it's well maintained. Great place to tack up right there. Hitching post. Every barn needs one of those. But again, I'm just going to go back in here to just show you guys how truly well dialed in all of this is. As I walk this setup, the more I appreciate the detail. It's clean, it's safe, and it was clearly built for someone who knows horses. Guys, guys, the more I walk this setup, the more I appreciate the detail. It's clean, it's safe, and it was clearly built by someone who knows these guys. Horses. Spend a lot of time talking about you. Several hours a day, in fact. Yep. If God didn't invent horses, I probably would have been a lawyer. All right, guys, something that is kind of funny. When I'm selling rural properties, I always ask buyers, do you guys have horses? They always say, well, they'll say one of two things. Yes, they do have horses. Oh, wait, we got to get this. Or they will say, nah, but maybe some goats. So we are about to check out these goats. This is a custom built Palouse Ranch shelter. This is amazing because you don't actually have to go into the pastures here. You can just strategically walk through this shelter. It's all customized. It's all dialed in. This stuff ain't cheap. Look at how substantial this is. Look at this. I mean, that's serious, serious stuff. So another thing that this property has, shelters, substantial shelters. These are not cheap. Chris, can you put up the link for this? This is Palouse Ranch shelters. And what they've done is they've put two of these Palouse Ranch shelters together to create kind of this hay storage area. But just look at how well built these things are. I mean, welded steel, metal roofing. They've raised this off the ground to keep their hay nice and dry. Tons of hay storage, vapor barrier here on the sides. Once again, everything about it is dialed in. Another thing you kind of just rarely see. So I say rare a lot. It's because it is rare. Trust me on that, guys. Tons of area to park horse trailers. Everything's in theory one big wraparound driveway. They have thought through every bit of accessibility on this place. We always are so excited about the outbuildings. Let's go into the house. 85% of it's been renovated. It's been super well maintained. Just needs some exterior paint and it's good to go. All right, guys, this is the house. It is a manufactured home, but it has been 85% renovated, mostly all on the interior. And we're gonna list off some of the features here, guys. So just so you know, if this was a clear day, America, you can see Mount Tum Tum, but right about here, you would see Mount St. Helens. So you have a beautiful panorama of Mount St. Helens, kind of right at your doorstep. It's pretty awesome. Great place to smoke some pork butts. Some new windows at the front of the house, all new vinyl windows. Yeah, that's right. And beautiful new front door. Most of the doors in this house are all new and redone. Let's take a look at these updates here. It's very well dialed in. All right, guys, bright, open, airy. Check out all of these beautiful updates. Not many manufactured homes you have this. A wood-burning fireplace, all mood lighting, LED mood lighting. Updated kitchen, updated countertops, range hood, range, etc. It's just really homey in here. Isn't this a great space? And it's big.
I'm gonna post the square footage up on the screen. Bing. Primary bedroom. This is a big bed. This is like the largest bed you can buy. But there's room for side tables, etc. It's a really large primary suite. It's got a great walk-in closet, which is awesome. It's big. That's always fun to see. Why do I always talk quiet when I'm inside? Because I'm always yelling when I'm outside. Okay, look at this. Look at this. It's like out of a spa. Isn't this gorgeous? Freestanding soaker tub. Glass shower door, which has all been new and upgraded. All this TNG knotty pine. Just really gorgeous, guys. They've done a really cool job of updating this. All right, back into the living room. It's a big living room. Big furniture in here, so just take that into account. Tons of natural light. That's a huge television. That's probably I'm not even gonna guess, 72 inch, it's big. New appliances. Have this nook out here, looking into your backyard. Deer, bunny rabbits, you name it. Laundry sink. Really well thought out house. HVAC. You see that in manufactured homes. Substantial washer and dryer. Room for a full freezer. I mean, come on, what do you know? It's crazy. Skylights to let in even more natural light. Let's check out the bedrooms. Right now, this is kind of a secondary living / gathering room. This is currently set up as a home office. This is a bedroom. And of course, we're using it for saddle storage. So horsey, so horsey. I love horse people. I love horse people. Secondary bathroom, kind of guest common bathroom, and then another large bedroom. Again, guys, that's a huge bed with 2 large side tables. So generous room sizes in here. And again, a lot of these bedrooms don't face south, so it's actually better for heating and cooling. They've just had the HVAC inspected, passed with flying colors. It's going to be an awesome setup for the next lucky owner. Let's get into the finer features here on this, guys. All the trim work, all new. This all comes at a cost. Trim work, baseboard, lighting, flooring, carpeting. I mean, all of this costs a lot to do. And like I said, 85% of this has all been updated. You have to slap some paint on the exterior. Otherwise, you guys are fully dialed in. All these lighting fixtures. I mean, it is just, they've done so much to this place. Updated windows, flooring, appliances, fixtures. It's all app-controlled lighting. The primary bath, soaking tub, the primary bath, soaking tub, tongue and groove, knotty pine, covered deck with metal roof, new gutters. And of course, for all homesteaders, a generator transfer switch has been installed. This house doesn't need work. It's been done. Solid updates throughout, a cozy vibe, and enough tech to make life easier without losing that country feel. Back in the trusty Kubota. Let's go check out the gun range. Let's do it. Here we go. Yee-hoo! Up. So it's really cool, guys. Check this out. You can drive. I'm going to put this outside for a bit. You can drive. There's the house. But you can drive through your whole property with these trails. You can also ride. This would be a great hunter jumper setup for horses. We got to get to that gun range and we got to see we got to
we have to go see the most American feature on the property next, where folks can practice their Second Amendment and reminisce about the freezer filler moments from the fall hunting trips. 100 yards of pure glory. A backdrop of railway ties and earth. This thing is safe, fun, and ready to go. Hello. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. All right, guys, the 100-foot shooting range, railway tie backdrop. It's got a really kind of safe orientation away from the road and the homes. You're not shooting against any roads or houses. What else is really cool on this place, and I don't know if you can kind of see it, but you can't see it from over here, but in other places they've done a Leland cypress privacy fence, you know, God's privacy fence, nature's privacy fence. That way people just aren't seeing in your place. It's great to always have privacy. But if it is safe, Clark County does allow it. So it's one of those few counties in Washington that allow for shooting ranges as long as they're done right and dialed in. So it's a safe place to practice your Second Amendment freedoms, and it's all on your own property. Don't have to go to a gun range. All right, we are gonna walk this 100 yards, and I am gonna go over kind of some cool things about gun ranges in the county, but enough of my ugly mug, you can look at the target the whole time. Reminisce of those freezer filling moments of the fall months. What's really crazy is Clark County allows shooting on private land outside of city limits as long as it's done safely. That's the key. They just want you guys to be safe. What does that mean? Proper backdrop, no shooting across property lines or towards roads, and noise levels that don't constitute a public nuisance. So don't be clacking off the AR-15s after midnight, guys. Keep it pretty civil if you don't mind. This is 100 yards. It's a shooting range with a backdrop made of stacked railroad ties. This sucker is solid, safe, and well thought out. The guy brought in a dozer on this thing, so that's pretty cool. You could also use a 12 to 15 foot earthen berm, which they've actually done both. They've done a 12 to 15 foot earthen berm that's flanked with braced railway ties. It's pretty epic. And I mean, it's just basic stuff here, guys. Make sure there's nothing behind the range, no roads, livestock, trails, things like that. Make sure it's oriented away from structures and roads. There's enough space on this one to mark 25, 50, 75, and 100 yard distances. So it's really dialed in for your Howa 300, a good old fashioned hunting rifle. This one's been gravel lined. It's also, you can kind of see here, all this gravel, but because it has kind of a lot of foliage around it, that helps with noise control. You know, of course, depending on what you're shooting, you have some ways to suppress that sound as well, if it's legal. So it's just a really nice dialed in gun range here, guys. I almost forgot the orchard, and there's also a section above here that's fully fenced for an orchard. Oh my gosh, look, guys. Can you see that? It's so hard to see with this camera. That is Mount St. Helens opening up for a stunning view in the clouds. It's kind of got this gray sky up here, and then Mount St. Helens is right there. Back to the orchard. Peaches. Oh, beautiful. All right, you guys, I've shown you a lot of beautiful properties, but few check this many boxes. A beautiful 6-stall horse barn, a 2,500 square foot spray foam insulated shop, a gorgeous remodeled home, 17 raised beds, an irrigated berry patch, wide open view of Mount St. Helens and the Gifford-Pinchot National Forest, 14 acres of pastures, trails, and wildlife. I forgot to mention the 100-yard shooting range and the fire pit. My name is Jared Ritz. I am your lifestyle realtor for Southwest Washington. Look me up at jaredritz.com. My cell phone number 360-612-2079. As you guys know, I cannot wait to go on the next adventure. All right, share with your friends. Gosh darn it, these videos take a lot of time and effort. So share my channel. I appreciate it. Cheers.